Good afternoon. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here for round 14 action of the men's Premier League competition, Wanderers versus PINT. My name is Nick Danks and my commentary partner this afternoon, Ian Butterworth. Ian, how are you, mate?
Look, I'm well, Nick, and not only have we got a terrific game ahead of us because both teams are not out of contention to play finals footy, but we've got rep footy next week.
Absolutely. Big games coming up next week and as the local men's side take on South Fremantle. Should be a good match. South Fremantle, a great side. And then on the Sunday, the women's side will take on the reigning premiers Claremont. So a couple of teams from the Waffle coming over. Should be a great weekend next weekend.
Looking forward to that. And a couple of territory players. Well, certainly one, Ben Rioli, I guess, will line up with South Fremantle next week, and Ashton Hams. Absolute talent, so definitely worth the money. Isn't he a gun, that bloke?
Yeah, worth the money coming to see that one as well. So get your tickets now. They're available for that Gazali's NTFL representative matches next weekend. But here we are today. The last time these two teams met was back in round 6. PINT kicked 7 goals in the final quarter that night. I think it was here for that one. And Wanderers was scoreless. PINT coming away with the win on 47 points. Both teams coming in today's game on 16 points on the ladder. PINT won last in round 10 against Palmerston, but did draw against the Bombers in round 11, and the Wanderers last one in round 11 also against Palmerston, but they were unlucky last week against the Tigers by 2 points. What do you expect out of today, Ian?
Yeah, well, look, you've just hit the nail on the head. Both on 16 points. PINT 7th on the ladder, Wanderers 8th on the ladder, Palmerston on 18 points, who are 6th on the ladder, and Nightcliff on 20 points. So it's not out of the realms of reasonableness for one of these teams to play finals footy, and I think both teams are primed to play finals footy. I think that both coaches, the Motlop cousins, they'll have spent Christmas probably together and probably exchanged Christmas gifts, but there won't be any gifts out here today. Absolutely
not. I watched Stephen Motlop play last week, and he played the game that I thought he should play all the time. He controlled it in the middle of the ground and then had a bit of time up forward as well. Looked really, really good. As I said, the Tigers held on by 2 points last week, but they held on was exactly what they did. Of course, a couple of other games were on today. The TV Bombers forfeited their game against Waratah, so the Waratah picked up the points there. The start right on at the moment, or about to start there, at Nightcliff Oval, at Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval. The Tigers take on Adelaide Southern Districts, so that'll be a very interesting game there this afternoon.
Nick, PINT won the toss and actually elected to kick to the airport end. So we've got the airport end and we've got the Michael Long Learning Centre end here. The Michael Long Centre at the north and the airport end at the south of beautiful Marara Oval. The wind, we can see the flags, and it's blowing actually across the ground, but probably slightly favouring the airport end, and PINT had no hesitation in electing to kick to that end.
We've had plenty of rain up here over the last couple of weeks in the top end, but the ground is in absolutely outstanding condition. It was in great condition last week, but it's even better now, so the groundkeepers have done a fabulous job, obviously getting it ready for the big end next week as well. The other game on this later on tonight at 7 o'clock at Gazali's, Buffs take on Palmerston, so the big one there, Nightcliff versus Southern Districts, very interested to keep an eye on that one for the ladder. Expecting today, who would you think would get this one, Ian?
Look, I'm slightly favouring PINT. Stephen Motlop, you mentioned, I don't see his name on the team sheet.
Make a tape?
No, so I think he's got a shoulder problem. He's always had a bit of a shoulder problem. Chalky bones in the shoulder. I think it's a Motlop trait. And Stephen Motlop will probably come back for finals, certainly if Wanderers make the finals. But he's been okay, hasn't he, throughout the season? But you'd like to see him play at his best every week?
Yeah, well, you pay for the money for the admission. You wanted to see him. I saw him a couple of weeks ago and I thought he was a bit hesitant and he just looked like he was out there. But last week, certainly against the Tigers, he put in a red-hot go and nearly got him over the line. So I think Wanderers might get this one tonight.
Wanderers, so you've got a Wanderers. You're a bit of a muck fan. And I just like the pointers. I think in the ruck, we've got Brock Carter in the ruck. The last time I saw PINT play, Brock Carter was actually dominant in the ruck. Jabastian Priest will probably take him on. And Priest is, whilst he's relatively tall, and everyone's tall when I sort of look at them, but Brock Carter is a terrific player, and they've recruited well at Pointers. Their first season, of course, in the competition. It's round 14, so they've been around a little bit, but by gee, they've been okay, but struggled to kick big scores.
Absolutely. They've had some fabulous third quarters. I went to the first game against the Tigers and it was a really, really wet night, but they played very well in the third quarter. And then I was at DXE when they had their first win, and I was here for the draw as well. So I've seen PINT play a few times this season, and as you said, for their first time in the season without any really big marquee names, they're having a great year.
They are indeed evenly an even spread of players. And I see that Edward Simpson will actually start in the ruck for Wanderers. And we've got a debutant field umpire umpiring here for her first game, and that might be Lisa Compton-Robbins. She's on debut as we're about to get underway. PINT here at Marara Oval, kicking to the airport end. Field umpire holds the ball aloft and away we go, and the ball down in dispute, picked up, rucked and roved by Simpson. Simpson kicks forward, inside forward 50 for Wanderers. Wanderers going to the Michael Long Learning Centre end. The PINT defence under pressure right from the start, and the field umpire says, holding the ball, took him on, good free kick. Kick and a half out. Wanderers, right half forward, short. Away they go, inside forward 50, up for grabs in the forward pocket, ruck at front and square. It might be a rush behind. No, good clearance by the defence of PINT, but a mark taken on the outer. Wanderers, right half forward, on the 50, the man on the mark, goes backwards, not sure why. So now they're about 2 kicks, 2.5 kicks away from goal. Swings onto the left foot, inside forward 50 this time. Big mark up there. Simpson's got to be in the ruck and got to be up forward, so they need 2 of him, 1 on each line. But a lovely kick across the face of goal, and Wanderers have the opportunity for their first score of the match.
Lowered his eyes and he didn't blaze away. You're right, but the kick back was before he knew where he was going, but he certainly worked out for him well, and he did look for that guy across there without just blazing away, which they did a bit of last week. They didn't lower their eyes and look for players like that, so it's a good way to see Wanderers starting.
It was a perfect entry. Chris Curran it is, left of centre, within kicking distance, 35 metres from goal. Kicks on goal and kicks a absolute shank. A shocker, but they're on the scoreboard. 1 behind, and it's been a slow start. Wanderers have had everything. PINT will favour the grandstand side here at Marara Oval. Kick outside forward 50. Curran, lovely pickup. Handball to no one in particular. PINT will clear. Short they go. Tall, lanky player. And that player, of course, the centre half back for Wanderers, Brodie Newman. What a player he's been. Newman kicks inside forward 50, but kicks almost to an opponent. Mark taken, centre half back, inside defensive 50. PINT sold the dummy. Round they go. Cross the face of goal on the outer. Flip the handball. Not too good. Picked up Wanderers. Mitchell Taylor goes by hand. That's better. Taylor by hand. Got a player short. Has that player short, and it's certainly the veteran Simon Bates for Wanderers. But the PINT defence under pressure, and they've responded pretty well.
There's a bit of pushing and shoving there in the middle of the ground.
Mitchell Taylor in there, of course, he's always in there. There's big Brock Carter in the centre of the ground. Looks for the handball. Called to play on. He does. Gets it forward. Gets it to a teammate out there in Ethan Penrith. He's a terrific player. Penrith kicks forward, but the mark taken, that time by Simpson. So Simpson's in the ruck, Simpson's down back, and Simpson should be up forward. They need 3 of them.
Yeah, they do. He's playing like 3 at the moment. He said that was a good grab there in the back line.
It was.
They're out here, though. If they come down this grandstand side.
Mitchell Taylor. Now they're going to favour the grandstand side. That's Bo O'Connell, the speedster. Gets it out to Newman. They've had most of the possession, haven't they? Yeah,
a good start for him here, and he held out probably a bit too long. They were definitely out if he'd have kept going.
Hasn't not reflected yet on the scoreboard. 1 behind to no score. Courageous mark, but that was a terrific mark in defence by the pointer. That's Tom Gayden. Gayden gets out wide. And terrific defence. There's that Brodie Newman once again. He's been in everything for Wanderers. One way, then the other. That's just Silver Yusuf. The X Factor kicks it forward. And it's not inside forward 50 for the Pointers, but it's about 60 metres from their goal. Right half forward, that's grandstand side going to the airport end.
Absolutely. He was trying for an intentional out of bounds there, but the field umpire didn't give it to him and just got on with it.
Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. And it'll go out of bounds, 60 metres around from the PINT goal.
Yep, exactly.
Right half forward.
Same spot before, the boundary umpire didn't have to move.
What a waste of energy.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Inside forward 50. Simpson kicks into an opponent. Ball bounces fortuitously. And out of bounds on the full directly in front of us. It's on the wing. It'll be PINT. Slightly in attack to take the kick. Mitchell low. What's he got? Looks upfield. Keeps it long and low. But chipping in. Terrific mark there by that man again, Chris Curran. He's been in everything, as has his mate there, Brodie Newman. A couple of good players so far for Wanderers. Curran goes across the face of goal. Teammate out there, Braden McLean. Braden McLean captained the territory representative team last year. I wonder if he'll be captain again.
Yeah, you think they might want to stick for some similarity in the sides this year over last year without changing the captain every year, but we'll wait and see what the selectors do next weekend.
And of course the coach is always the premiership coach, the TFL premiership coach. So first time for Chopper Vallejo, Anthony Vallejo, nicknamed Chopper. I wouldn't call him Chopper, he's always Anthony. Wanderers in attack. Braden McLean, terrific leader, and he of course captain of Wanderers. Part of the great McLean dynasty here in AFL in the Northern Territory. Ball in dispute. We've got a free kick for PINT. Left half back. Kicks it forward. Penrith once again. On ball, Ethan Penrith. Now they switch. Grandstand side. Kicks to 3-on-1, so he's got to be pretty good, and he's not too good. And dragged out of bounds, it's Jet Trotter, one of the better players in the competition. Number 8 there for PINT. PINT slightly in attack, grandstand side.
It's a beautiful day here at TIO Stadium. Not expecting any rain this afternoon, so it should be a wonderful game of football.
Carter and Simpson in ruck. Probably Carter got it, but certainly under pressure. Nice handball out. Another one to Penrith. Penrith one way, then the other. Gets around, gets it to Trotter. Trotter mucking around with the football. Not mucking around is Shane Thorne.
Nice smother.
It was a nice smother. It wasn't Shane Thorne's fault. Here's Penrith again. Sells the dummy. Goes inside forward 50 to a beautiful lead, beautiful kick, beautiful lead, and the Pinters have the football directly in front, but distance may be a problem with the wind blowing across the face of goal.
Yeah, good lead up there. They messed around the last time across, but that one there, they decided to go straight down to the goal. As you said, he let out very, very well, and it was only going to be the one mark there.
Ethan Penrith it was that got the ball in, so he's been busy. PINT to kick on goal. Terrible kick right across the face of goal, out of bounds on the full. Was a shocker. Yeah,
he got too close to the man on the mark there. I think even the guy on the mark was a bit surprised how close he got to him, and then in the last moment he's pushed it wide.
Wanderers not sure how to bring this ball back out of defence, favour the grandstand side. Up they go. Oh, Curran once again, isn't he been good so early in the game? Chris Curran gets it inside defensive 50 to a teammate out there in Dylan Dos Santos. Dos Santos across the face to a running player, Marcus Totham. Always running Marcus Totham, isn't he? He's a gun. High tackle in there, missed by the field umpire. Penrith once again gets the ball across to Flanagan. Flanagan out to Low. Mucking around a little bit, PINT. They can't break the defence. Low will go inside. Penrith is everywhere.
Yeah, he's had a few touches. He's started to push forward a bit more. Lovely pass. Picked him out well.
Yeah, it was in the shadows. Braden Taylor, too far out to score. Much too far out to score. He goes inside, but short little mucking diddly little kicks. Taylor can't get it. And Wanderers defence on top early. Daniel Clee. Bit a couple. Handball out. Good tackle, but he threw it away. Yep, good call by the field umpire. And it'll be a free kick to Tyler Flanagan. No? He's let someone else take it. Gee whiz, you'd chip in there and take it, wouldn't you? That's a stat. He's missed out. PINT this time. Inside forward 50. Grandstand side. Right half forward. Well done. Flipped it back, but to no advantage.
Out on the full.
Brenton Motlop did it nicely there. Picked up Thomas Shot. Shot gets it out to the busy Tyler Flanagan. Flanagan kicking a half out from goal. Inside forward 50. Over the back. Mitchell Taylor can't take the mark. Needs his gadget arms there, and they weren't quite with him. And it'll be a free kick. Wanderers between full-back and centre half-back. What have they got? Running players. Nice effort. Arbon out wide. Very wide. Got a speedster. Running hard. Chasing his the Pint player. Can't catch. And a lovely mark between wing and half forward on the outer grandstand side. The scoreboard's a little bit lonely, isn't it? 1 point to Wanderers and Pint yet to score.
Yeah, a lot of messing around in the middle of the ground. No one's really gone forward. There was that one pass earlier where he kicked it out in the fall, but here they go forward now with the Wanderers. His full forward's gone up for it and taken from him.
Taken from him as full back. And he's Mullane still inside defensive 50. Now they've switched grandstand side, but they're going into the corridor. Nice handball out. Couple of handballs. Pint now starting to find the handle. But Wanderers are they're rugged in defence, aren't they? Their tackling has been superb.
Absolutely. He got the free there. I thought he might have got him a little high, but his umpire was right next to it and paid the free to the Wanderers.
Joel Cubillo it was, and Ankin Lewis out on the wing. Lewis onto the left foot, inside forward 50, up they fly, 3-on-1, Pint in control. Their defence is held up well. A little chip, play on called the umpire, not 15 metres. Outside defensive 50, mark not taken. Simpson defensively was very, very good there on Andrew Jones. So Simpson, certainly his defensive work was good. Running around Wanderers is Keelan Fijo. Fijo kick was poor, and has given the Pint player the opportunity under pressure, but he's got a speedster running after him, but he's good enough and gets the ball inside to a teammate, Corey Tim. Tim plays on immediately, inside forward 50, over the back, couldn't take the mark. Play on called the umpire. Working hard is Jet Trotter, always works hard. Gets it out to Matt Ryan, the skipper. Ryan's caught with the football.
Yep. And
a terrific defensive effort once again. And Wanderers in defence have been supreme. Braden McLean, the skipper, and I reckon he still should be captain of the Northern Territory.
Yeah, I think he will be. I'd be interested to see if they picked anybody else. But this game's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. It's 1 point in it. It hasn't gone past the middle of the ground for most of the day. There's a lot of chipping around, so lots of stats. But you can't imagine this being a long quarter the way it's going.
Mitchell Taylor it was that held them up down there. He's the veteran. Wanderers. Simon Bates, he'll go on the left foot. No, not Simon Bates. He's Thomas Boys, the Bates look-alike. Boys goes forward, couldn't take the mark. Ooh, look at the high, ugly tackle down there.
Yeah.
And the field umpire's got it. The field umpire agreed with me for a change. So Pint in defence. Mitchell Lowe had a bit of the footy. Lowe, left half back. Kicks nicely over the top. Out of bounds, under the scoreboard, or the old scoreboard. The new scoreboard, it reads 1 behind to Wanderers, Pint yet to score, 13.5 minutes into the first term.
Yeah, here from TIO Stadium in Darwin, of course, on Larrakia country for the Men's Premier League action, Wanderers versus Pint, and Wanderers leading by a single point and the only point scored of the game. As we coming up to a 13.5 minute mark of the first quarter.
What's the field umpire doing here? We've got a flat footy.
Looks like a flat footy.
Either that or there's a new rule that I don't know. Do we want a pump or do we want a new footy? I would suggest we want a new footy.
Yeah. You would be surprised it hasn't been used that often. It certainly hasn't been damaged from going out of the ground.
Maybe it's the footy said, I want to be kicked more often.
No, he's giving a kid a new ball.
But he hasn't. Where's the footy come from? Perhaps from one of the goal umpires. So in the middle of the ground, we've had a delay.
as the other ball's coming up now from the far end goal square, so that's going to take a few minutes. So just don't forget, next weekend we've got rep footy on, the Gazalies NTFL representative match on Saturday the 21st. The men's side will take on South Fremantle. Then on Sunday the women's side will take on reigning premiers Claremont, both from the Waffle. Should be a good one. Tickets available now, and it'll be a great day.
Night games?
Yes, in the afternoon. So there's a couple of games on. Jump on the AFL NT website for all the details for that one as well. As we get back into this one, the boundary umpires now got the ball, so still had a few minutes of time. That took about a minute to get all that happening.
So Andrew Jones and Edward Simpson. Simpson it is, in front. Gets it to a teammate. No, he doesn't. Running out with the football is Elliot Chalmers. Little chip inside. Still a kick and a half out from goal. Point. This time, inside forward 50. Dropped the mark, certainly dropped what he should have taken. That time, Jet Trotter doesn't drop too much. He's a second effort, very, very good there. Taken high? No, said the field umpire. Give it to me. Oh, he gets up, picks his teeth up. Number 8 there, the courageous Jet Trotter. Umpire tosses it up, Simpson over the back, gets it down to Thomas Boys, who's been busy. Point hold them up, across the middle, inside, Mullane, poor handball, sold the dummy. Back they go, Point now, switch across the face of goal, and terrific defensive work there by a player that's been probably the best player on the ground so far, Mitchell Lowe. Halfback for Wanderers. Sorry, Chris Curran, halfback, playing at halfback for Wanderers. Carter, Jones. Taken high was Bates. Ball on the ground, in dispute.
Another one out on the fall. Boundary umpires have been very busy. Goal umpires haven't done much, but the boundary umpires certainly been busy. Currently 1 point is all we've had in this game. We're coming up to the 16th minute mark of the first quarter.
Left half back for Wanderers. In the shade. Stay there for as long as you can. Nice kick forward. Down the line. Taken high, the Wanderers play. That was Simpson. Out they come. Point once again through a series of handballs through the middle of the ground. There's the man with the highest number in NTFL footy, number 77 for Point. Ethan Smith had a touch. Handball comes out. Series of handballs once again. They like to handball both sides, but it's not to any great effect. Oh, lovely over the back, but unfortunately for that Wanderers player, it was gone to an opponent and the mark not taken. Another series of handball under pressure. Point go forward through shot and a mark taken. This time just left of centre. Man on the mark will be Mitchell Taylor. He's about 30 metres from goal, and that should be a goal. You
would hope so from here. He's another good lead. That's the second time Point have put a ball in like that and look good. So is the
Matt Ryan, the
skipper lines it up. I say it's a good time for a skipper's goal.
18 minutes into the first term. Ryan onto the left foot, set up beautifully. No, across the face of goal. But what he's done, he's made the game interesting.
Yep, he's tied it all up a point each as we go into the. Where are we up to? 17, 18 minute mark in the first quarter. Yep. We haven't had a goal yet.
We shouldn't be frivolous.
Should be 11 aside out there playing.
So like 1-1 draw. You're pushing the back.
Yeah, that's the back. Yeah, picked up by the umpire there. I think the guy in the last row of the grandstand saw that one.
Yeah, and
he made it pretty obvious.
Mitchell Lowe has been so good for Wanderers, and his opponent is of the same number, and he's also been good. Chris Curran for Wanderers. Curran kicks down the line, inside forward 50. Good mark, a defensive mark there. Jones kicks forward over the back. Brenton Motlop. The much maligned Brenton Motlop. He's strong and steady down back. Gets it out to Cabillo. That's Joel Cabillo. He's dispossessed. Well done. Terrific effort there by Jet Trotter, who's had a bit of it now and starting to assert some authority on the game because he is a very, very good player, Trotter. And the ball is out of bounds. Thrown back in Brodie Newman. I'm not quite sure that... well, he's probably just throwing it to the boundary umpire. So Point in attack. A point each. almost red time. I shouldn't laugh in the first. Stop making me laugh, Nick, in the first quarter. But we said at the outset, Nick, pre-game, that it's a crucial game for both teams, because for the loser, it's probably mothballs, not necessarily, but on 16 points, and they're chasing down Palmerston on 18 points, Nightcliff on 20 points, and Darwin on 22 points. 5 games to go, including this one before the final.
Absolutely, and Nightcliff are playing Southern Districts tonight as well, so that could be get this side right back into the 5 with the winner of this game.
Certainly. And particularly PINT, who have a superior percentage. Their percentage is about 100. PINT, inside forward 50, not dispossessed. Mitchell Taylor, terrific, does what Mitchell Taylor always does. Head down, backside up, and just no compromise, Taylor. You wouldn't want to play on him because he would just run right over you. He's a fantastic footballer. Ball out of bounds, right half forward. And I think he's in the NT rep squad.
Yep.
Not necessarily will be in the team, but he wouldn't let them down if he was. South Fremantle, gee whiz, there's been a lot of territory players go through South Fremantle.
Absolutely.
On their way to the NTFL. The Riolis, of course, spring to mind. PINT, inside forward 50. Down there, Brody Newman, what a player he is. I reckon that if he doesn't get a game for the territory, again, there's a problem. That half-back line, Brody Newman, Braden McLean, sold the dummy, well done. Braden McLean. My skipper for the territory.
Yep, yeah, mine too, I think.
Ball on the ground, in dispute. Shane Thorne chips it inside forward 50. Who's there? Who is there? The mark's taken. Well done, Shane Thorne. That's 2. A little bit of finesse with the boot.
He's going to have to get this one now, because he had a guy out by himself right in the middle of the goal square, that Ruckman was, and he turned his back on him and didn't pick him up, and got a bit of arm waving from his player, but he's decided to go back and take this one. And
Jack Burke it is, and Simpson's the man in the goal square, and Simpson a noted goal kicker too.
Yeah, he was standing by himself right in the middle of the square then, and he's missed him, and but he's got to. You'd think he'd want to get this one.
Well, he's within 25 metres, so distance not an issue, and being a right footer, left of centre, opens it up beautifully. Breeze blowing across him. Burke kicks it, and of course off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. So he should have picked up Simpson.
Oh,
there's the siren. It is quarter time. Goodness gracious, 21 minutes and 48 seconds, and it's a point each.
And considering that 1 minute of that was when they were retrieving the ball, so we had 2 seconds, I think, we played of extra football. Therefore, a point each. But we'll be back with the second quarter of AFLNT, Wanderers versus PINT.
To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Terrific work down there by Anderson again, running inside forward 50, kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce all the way through for a goal.
It's a blessing because I'm born and bred in NT, lived here all my life, and to get to play with all the girls, most of them are from here, some of them are come in, but they've made their place here, and it's really exciting. I reckon it's up there. I reckon if we could get a premiership in the Women's Premier League, it would be really good, but this is all right for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour to welcome each and every one of you to Larrakia land. May our ancestors guide and protect you always. Thank you.
And he gets the free kick. Moves it quickly. Philo off a step. 50 out. Long kick.
Yep.
Just sneak through. Well done, Brody Philo.
just sort of went out there and did my role pretty much and got the chocolates in the end, I guess. Credits to the boys, to the Woodville West Torrens boys who were in the premiership last year. They're a pretty good team, hard gut running team. First quarter looked pretty hard, and we thought it was going in for a long day. I mean, we just grind away, and as the quarter game got on, we got the job done. Broke them open in the last quarter, I guess.
You're watching AFL NT coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. We were supposed to be at Tracy Village today, but one of the goalposts fell over in the rain that we've had. So we had to come to TIO. Isn't that great here?
Isn't it terrible? We've got some air conditioning. And it might take you a while, but if you could go through the goal kickers, that'd be nice.
Absolutely. The goal kickers in that quarter, well, there isn't any. We've got a 1 point each in case if you just joined us. You don't need to rewind to see all the goals because it's up 1 point each. This is an important game, though. Both these sides on 16 points. Winner of this goes back close to the 5 because unless Nightcliff put a shock on Southern Districts this afternoon or later on tonight. So this is an important game for PINT. They've had a great first season in the competition and they've played very well in the second half of footballs in every game I've seen them. So Wanderers probably going to need to get a few scores on the board this quarter because PINT are a very fit side and will come back very strong.
So Carter, it'll be in ruck. PINT going to the Michael Long Learning Centre in Joe Baston. Priest for Wanderers. Up they go. Carter should win it, but Priest did win it. Gets it down, but only as far as Elliot Chalmers, who's been terrific for PINT, goes forward. And down back. Wanderers in control. Handball one way. Slick handball through traffic. Another slick handball. Should have got the one going past, but kicks inside forward 51. Let's see if it was the right option. Might have been. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Over the football is Keelan Fijo.
Did well there getting that ball out, but it's gone back into the pack again.
It is an in dispute. Wanderers doing everything to keep the ball. I wonder what the coaches would have said, Nick, at quarter time. They would have been both, I think, equally disappointed as PINT go inside forward 50. High long kick, mark not taken. Terrific defensive effort there by Wanderers through Dylan Dos Santos. And a nice tackle. Dylan Dos Santos with the helmet.
Umpire says, give me that. I'll throw that up here right on the corner of the goal area.
And Mitchell Taylor says, why isn't it my free kick? He's a tough man, Mitchell Taylor.
Yeah,
been with a premiership player with Wanderers.
Yeah, he's run all day.
He will. He's fantastic. Ball on the ground in dispute.
And another one out of bounds near the point post for the 4th time. So we had 4 out of bounds and 2 points for the game so far.
PINT, well in attack. They won the toss and kicked to the airport end. Didn't do them too much good in that first term. Let's see how they go in this second quarter. Pushed out of the contest was Simpson. Pushed his opponent out of the contest. PINT seemed to have the players over the football. Dragged off the footy and out of bounds. 20 metres around from the PINT goal. Left full forward. You can see bits of the Michael Long Learning Centre in the background. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. In front. PINT. Knock it down. Gee, it was tough to get a kick in there, isn't it?
It is at the moment. It's very, very tight in there.
That's the field umpire saying, I'm going out this way, gentlemen. Please make a track for me. They do. Simpson taken high in the ruck. Play on called the umpire, and fair enough too. The ball is wrapped up. Robert Boss. Number 3 we see there. Brock Carter, the big fella in the ruck. Edward Simpson taken high in the ruck contest. They seem to let the ruck contest, if it's one-on-one, go. Yeah. Picked up, quick kick inside forward 50 and a strong mark. Brenton Motlop.
Yeah, playing in front there and always had that mark. Come back out to this grandstand side and then spent a fair bit of side in the shade this match already. And quite understandable here. The weather's beautiful in Darwin today though.
Now, outside defensive 50s, favouring the grandstand side. Over the back, no mark taken. In fact, everyone tried to bump the foot, punch the football then. Been busy is Silver Yusuf. Swings it forward. No one in particular. Wanderers run onto the football. The running players of Wanderers, Bo O'Connell, Marcus Totham, haven't had a big say in the game, but then they've got a lot of mates. Tom Gaydon for PINT. Gets it across. Dropped what he should have taken. Picked up and a tackle taken. Play on called the umpire, correctly so. Wouldn't have been taken much longer because he was tackled. Picked up, I reckon that was Totham. Kicks it inside forward and there's the first goal. And the first goal he scored 3 minutes 33 seconds into the second term.
Shane Thorne getting the goal, the first one. So Wanderers 1 goal 1, 7 points to PINT's single point. They were very unlucky there. The PINT where that was back defensive, dropped the mark, got himself in a bit of trouble. We had 3 Wanderers players jumped on him, and all of a sudden they come out over the back and running into an open goal pretty much was Shane Thorne, and he picked him out, and we got our first goal of the game.
Western Bulldogs, I think, recruited Shane Thorne many years ago.
Yep.
Played a couple of games, I think, in the AFL, but of course back with his beloved Muck-Mucks. Jared Collins, the field umpire, number 30, moving in, bounce the football, throw the ball up. Over the back, Jones, number 27, won the tap. They seem to have the ascendancy in the ruck. PINT. Chip forward. Maybe the floodgates will open, Nick. Let's hope the floodgates are open because it's 1 goal, 3.5 or 5 minutes into the second quarter of this game. Kicked it forward, out of bounds on the full. Surprise, surprise. Take the free kick, Nathan Arbin. Had a couple of touches. What's he going to do? Kick short.
No, the umpire's pulled him for picked him up about 3 metres is what he's moved him for.
And he's 250 metres from goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry about being pedantic in that position. Goes forward. Picked up off his bootlaces, Braden McLean. Dare I say it? One more time. I think he should be captain of the rep side.
Has he paid 50 metre penalty there?
Yes, he has. I was too worried about Braden McLean captaining the territory side. When you're on a winner, stick with the winner.
Yeah, I think he. Someone must have said something as we ran past the umpire, because he looked at him and then said, "Come on for a walk."
That mightn't have been 15. It was barely 15, but he paid it, and so it was 15. Kicks it inside forward 50. He's got to kick it in a hurry. Pushed off the football over the top. Just
Touched.
Good defensive work there. And Nathan Arbon probably didn't get a call from a teammate.
No, he didn't know that guy was coming. Turned around and saw him. By that stage, it was too late. He was right on top of him. He did well to get a kick away anyway, but only picked up a point.
Elliot Chalmers, been good for point. Left half back, grandstand side. Inside defensive 50, called a play on. Bates pushes him, pressures him, gets it forward. Series of handballs. Robert Boss, nice kick down the line. Picks out a teammate. Slightly favouring their forward line. That's Patrick Doyle. Doyle, long kick in, running hard at the football, and there's our man again.
Yeah.
Mitchell Taylor over the top defensively, and he takes the man out. That's what a good defender does. Well done, Mitchell Taylor.
Pine have been running with the flight of the ball into their forward line all day. They need to turn it around a bit and get some of their forwards running towards the ball, and I think that's going to make a difference, because Taylor's going to pinch him out all the time doing that.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Wanderers in attack. Defensively they are. Goes across the face of goal. Brodie Newman. Pint, we're in attack. Mitchell Taylor held them up. Brodie Newman held them up. Newman and Taylor between them. Get the ball out to Bo O'Connell. He's a speedster. Runs around. Tries to get around the man on the mark. Handballs to his own advantage. Then puts on the afterburners. O'Connell inside forward 50. Just inside forward 50. Left half forward to no one in particular. On the back foot, the Pint defenders under pressure. Kicked and a lovely mark taken. He was under pressure.
Yeah, he was.
And kicked to a disadvantage and a lovely mark taken.
He was looking at handing that off there, but I would have thought that from that position where he's got the ball, he should have at least have a go or think about it. But he was quickly looking for somebody, but then he changed his mind.
Ankin Lewis, he's a left footer. He is left of centre, so it doesn't necessarily suit him. 1 goal on the board in the match. 7.5 minutes into the second quarter of this game. Lewis onto the left foot. Where did it go? Smack bang in the middle of the post.
Absolutely, and that post is moving a fair bit as well, so he's picked it out while it was moving in the breeze.
That's not the one at Tracy Village, is it?
No, it's on a 40-degree angle, they tell me, so he may have missed that one.
And the big news today, of course, in the NTFL was the forfeit of the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens, but it did happen to benefit of the Waratah, I suppose.
Yeah. Robert Boss been all right for in defence for Pint. And the ball's going a long way back. Didn't pick that up behind play. It might be Boss. No, it's not. It's Corey Tim. Tim has a player across the face. Tregout ignores him. Goes further back and across the face of goal. Will they go outside defensive 50? Got to be precise. Is precise. They are outside defensive 50. Left half back. Grandstand side. Half volley. Not out in cricket. Taken in the tackle. And push down. It's a bit late with the whistle and the advantage. Yeah, good call by the field umpire. And the mark taken by Chalmers once again. Chalmers gets it into the midfield in the corridor. Pint work it forward. Mitchell Lowe been another good. Oh, big courageous mark. Good effort and paid the mark. Well done by the field umpire. That was certainly a mark, and deservedly Chris Curran. Curran gets the ball out wide to his helmeted teammate, and that is Dylan Dos Santos. Loses the footy. Pint kicked the ball long and low, the left footer. Don't you love left footers when they kick long and low? It's so elegant. But of course, where did it go? Across the face of goal. Another minor score.
Absolutely. No one to kick forward to again there for Pints. They need to restructure slightly there, because it's happened a couple of times now where they've had an opportunity to hit someone up from the goal square, but there's not been anybody there. So we're at 1 goal, 9 points to 2 points now to Pint.
Mitchell Taylor goes forward. Dobson. Short again, just outside defensive 50, grandstand side. Right half back, the Muck-Mucks. The lead came from Arbon. Ignores him. Gets it forward. About 5 metres outside defensive 50. So they're just looking to set something up, aren't they? Somewhere, somehow along the line.
Yep.
But there's not too many gaps.
The stats will be massive. The amount of kicks and handballs that have been there, but they've just gone around in circles, and they just need to get some structure both sides to at the moment.
The Pint main man in the ruck, Brock Carter. Number 26 comes on and goes directly into the ruck. Baston Priest will be his opponent. Carter, too tall, over the back. Nice work there by Jaden Burston. Butson it is. The big body. And once again, PINT, Thomas Shot. Go forward.
That was better.
They went somewhere. They had a plan inside forward 50, but chopped off, beautifully chopped off once again. And that player, Chris Curran.
He read that from a long way out and knew, was running him backwards for that. He knew exactly where that ball was going to go next, and he was the first one there.
Braden McLean. PINT working hard inside forward 50. Here's their big chance off the side of the boot, and they've got it. They've finally got a goal, and that was Silver Yusuf, a goal to PINT. And that puts them back in the game, 1-3 to 1-2.
Yep, we're at the 11.5-minute mark of the second quarter, and PINT get their first goal in the game. Of course, don't forget next weekend, Gazali Rep football on Saturday. Gates open at 5:30 for the Darwin the NT Buffaloes taking on South Fremantle. First bounce will be at 6:30, and then on Sunday, 2 o'clock, the boys AFL NT of the Academy will have a curtain raise, and then the girls AFNT will have a game at 4 o'clock before the women take on the Claremont Tigers at 6 o'clock. The bounce will be on next Sunday. So next Saturday and Sunday, NTFL Rep footy. Looking forward to it. Yeah,
wonderful. I mentioned after Shane Thorne got the first goal at the 33-minute second of the second quarter, if the floodgates would open. Well, they certainly didn't open. They're just trickling because they've just got their second goal of the game.
Absolutely. 16 points each these two teams are on in the ladder, and one of them needs an absolute win here, and it's going to be tough. But I did, as I say, PINT do really well in the second half of footy, so Wanderers might be in trouble early.
Is that a fitness thing? Mitchell Taylor. No, yeah. Yes, over the top. Mitchell Taylor, well done to him. Kick off the ground. Play on called the umpire. And Dos Santos, under pressure, kicks the ball forward. But he was under pressure, and PINT now showing something. This time it's Brock Carter, the big man. Can't make the distance. Kicks it well inside forward 50. Dos Santos falls over as he picks it up. Picked up and kicked across the face of goal. You wouldn't expect a goal from there. Matt Ryan, the skipper, not even a captain's goal. As Braden McLean, my captain for the Northern Territory representative side, goes back and he'll bring the ball back in. It'll be impeccable. Have a look at this.
Yep, the scores are all tied. 1-3 to 1-3 at the 13 minutes mark of the second quarter. No, you haven't missed a quarter of footy.
You haven't missed a quarter and 13 minutes of footy. It's a goal apiece as McLean gets Taylor. Taylor gets a teammate still inside defensive 50. Grandstand side. Right half back for Wanderers. Goes long, down the line. Ball on the ground. In dispute. Over the football is Daniel Clee. Can't find the handle. And the field umpire says, it's my ball. That's Jared Collins. And we've got a little bit of claret. But he hasn't got far to come off the ground. I'll just wait for his teammate, Corey Tim, to take his place. That'll do me, says Collins. Why are we waiting?
I think the umpire was telling him where he was.
Okay. Well, he's a nice man, isn't he? I always thought that of Jared Collins. Very good. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. Over the football, Thomas Shot. Always under the footy. Jaden Butson. The bottle blonde for Wanderers. Priest. Probably lost at that time. To the big man in Carter. And the ball out of Brown's in dispute. And it's nice of Braden Taylor to hand it back to the boundary umpire. The boundary umpire, grandstand side. On the wing, probably, I reckon it's a true wing spot there. Not favouring anyone. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. It's a beauty, nice and high. Up goes Carter. Ball on the ground, kicked off by Priest. Very good. Threw it away. Play on called the field umpire. And our bottle blonde man there did well, Jaden Butson. Under a fair bit of pressure. No one looks like kicking a goal.
No, they're very tight. Yeah. We spent a lot of time in the shade here on the grandstand wing, and they've certainly been waiting for someone to break it open. And PINT have looked the most likely at some stages, but we'll wait and see what happens. But
I don't mind Priest in the ruck. He's at least competed against a much taller man. Ball on the ground taken high and picked up by the field umpire. Well done. Out goes the handball. A bit too hot for that player, and that player was Daniel Clee, probably taken high or the mark.
He's going to throw it in, I think.
Yeah, neither.
Yep.
So Wanderers well in attack. Kick and a half out from goal. Grandstand side, right half forward. Priest, the high leaping Priest over the but Carter just stands on his toes, but he got his fellow ruckman. That's interesting, wasn't it? Because normally they let them push and shove and get a bit high, but Joe Baston Priest, I'm not sure that he can make this distance. Not noted goal kicker. 55 metres from goal, man on the mark, will have to kick from about 60, gives it plenty, makes the square, Simpson down there, ball on the ground, kicked off the ground, and well done. That was Brodie Newman. We normally see him at centre half back. He's actually kicked a goal off the ground. That was a gift.
Yep, I don't think Brodie expected that to drop to him the way it did, but it certainly came out of the pack. Wanderers didn't have much up forward there and much structure, just the ball was a lucky bounce, and Newman was the quickest to react and didn't take too much time. Looks very, very happy about that goal, and it's put Wanderers up by 6 points.
Now, where's he playing? Sorry, Nick. Where's Brodie Newman playing? Normally we see him across half back.
I think he's playing across the middle there, and then they just threw him forward then when that free kick came on. So he just dropped into the goal square, and but he's been playing around the middle of the ground for most of the day.
Joe Baston Priest, the high leaping Priest.
So we're 17 minutes into the second quarter. Wanderers 2 goals 3-15 to PINT 1 goal 3-9.
Carter it is. Gets the ball down. The speedster O'Connell nose over the footy, pushed off too easily, and that looks like Penrith started the game off beautifully, but hasn't had much say after that. And a mark taken. No, play on called the umpire. Gets the ball out. Kicks inside forward 50 and misses.
One goal 4, 10 points. So there's a 5-point lead now to Wanderers, 2 goals 3-15.
McLean looking. They want to favour the grandstand side. Will run outside the square. Runs his full measure. Nice kick, well outside defensive 50. McLean. Good kick off the boot. Running hard at the football. That time was Ankin Lewis. Lewis overran the footy and will have the ball up, said the field umpire, on debut in the Northern Territory, and that is Lisa Compton-Robbins.
Had a couple of good decisions today.
Yes, she has, and rightly so too. Competent umpire, running hard at the football, taken high. Did she miss that? She obviously did miss that. It was a high tackle. Marcus Tottenham, what are you doing tackling people above the shoulder?
Yeah, there was a few people in a row then, so it wasn't the umpire's fault. We couldn't have seen it. We're in a pretty good position to see that one, but I don't think the umpire would have seen that from the angle.
Unless you can look around corners at 180 degrees.
Through a couple of ruckmen that were in the road, yeah.
Some people have argued over a period of time that boundary umpires perhaps should be able to pay a free kick on the outside of play like that, but give the boundary umpire the right to blow the whistle for a free kick. No, thank you very much. Apologies to the good boundary umpire, to all boundary umpires. Anyway, ball in dispute over the football. Tough, no-nonsense man there, Gyron Dobson for Wanderers. Gets the ball forward to the busy player in Jaden Butson. Some people keep talking about his bottle blonde hair, but he stands out, doesn't he?
Certainly does.
On the wing, just backward, probably slightly favouring PINT. 19 minutes, about to tick into time on in the second quarter. 3 goals in the game been kicked. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Slipped up for a high tackle, didn't miss that one.
No, he made sure that the umpire saw that. He ducked his head pretty quickly.
Henry Dragowth goes inside, across the face of goal. There's a goal kicker out there in Shane Thorne. Hustle, bustle, Thorne. Hasn't lost much. Shane Thorne once again. Second effort, pretty good. Now he's got a weariness upon him, the young man. Well, not so young man in footy terms in the NTFL. But Wanderers, Big Eddie Simpson chases his opponent. They go back, PINT. On the ground on the outer side, and the man with the high number, Ethan Smith. Smith forward to a teammate. Ball comes out. In dispute again. Tyler Flanagan. Can't find the handle, Flanagan. Yeah, good free kick once again. Took him on.
Dropped the ball pretty quickly. Salpie picked that up really well.
Yep. Thomas Boys goes out wide. Eddie Simpson, big man. Where's he going? Going to come inside back to Boys. Boys in the middle of the ground. We can see part of the circle there, the bullseye. Boys. Chip forward. This time, the veteran, Simon Bates, onto the left foot, does Dos Santos.
That's six kicks and we've gone across the ground. We haven't got.
And we're still in the centre, in the centre circle.
That's better, but no one there.
This time forward 50. Mark not paid. Onto the left foot. Kicks it forward. Chris Curran. Mark not taken. Ball in dispute. Chip shit. Kick. And inside defensive 50. Point will relieve. Nice mark. Strong mark. Thomas shot.
We lost that in the sun completely then. You could see that he had his hands up. He couldn't see where that ball was at
Big
all.
Eddie Simpson runs to 40. Kicks it and... of course he did.
Yep. He said to his mate then when he kicked it to him, he said, I can't see that. And he was waving his hands and the Wanderers players jumped in behind him and took that, but unfortunately couldn't make them pay. So 2 goals for 16 to 1 goal for 10 points. So 1 goal exactly the difference as we come well into time on into the second quarter. You wouldn't think there'd be much. There was a minute and 2 seconds in the first quarter extra time. There wouldn't be much more than that here.
Left full back, favouring the grandstand side. In front, yeah, nice mark taken. Gee, I've liked his game. Chris Curran, been fantastic.
Yeah, he's played well.
Yeah. Curran goes forward. Saw an option there. Boys. He sort of gave up a little bit there, Thomas Boys. Had the ball inside forward 50. The siren's about to ring, you would think, Nick.
I would think you're not far away.
Wanderers 2-4. Point 1-4. Wanderers, big chance. Simpson over the back. Gets a hand to the football. Ball on the ground. In dispute. Point defensively. Kicked off the ground accidentally. And it's on the full. Boundary umpire in position. Now, from dead set. I think the field umpire, is he going to overrule the boundary umpire? Because it's fairly crucial, isn't it? It's 1 metre around from the right behind post. Wanderers, the boundary umpire signalled out of bounds on the full. The field umpire said, no, chuck it in. Or toss it in, boundary umpire.
Absolutely. I haven't seen that before.
No. So the boundary umpire did toss it in. Ball in dispute. Edward Simpson over the footy. Pushed off the ball. Pint will relieve. Left half back. Outside defensive 50. Grandstand side. Up they fly. Silver Yusuf can't take the mark. And it is. It is finally half time. Goodness gracious. What a scoreline. Wanderers 2-4-16. Point 1-4-10. Wanderers in control.
Absolutely. Goal scorers for Wanderers. This will take me a while. Shane Thorne and Brady Newman. And for Pite, Silver Yusuf got their only goal there as well. So as I said, we come into half time. 6-point lead to the Wanderers. My name's Nick Danks and I'm with Ian Butterworth, and we'll be back with the second half of football shortly.
Work down there by Anderson again, running inside forward 50, kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce all the way through for a goal.
It's a blessing because I'm born and bred in NT, lived here all my life, and to get to play with all the girls, most of them are from here, some of them are come in, but they've made their place here, and it's really exciting. I reckon it's up there. I reckon if we could get a premiership in the Women's Premier League, it would be really good, but this is all right for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour to welcome each and every one of you to Larrakia land. May our ancestors guide and protect you always. Thank you.
And he gets the free Moves it quickly, Philo off a step, 50 out, long kick.
Yep,
Just
that's
sneak
true.
through. Well done, Brody Philo.
Just sort of went out there and did my role pretty much and got the chocolates in the end, I guess. Credits to the boys, to the Woodville West Torrens boys who in the premiership last year. They're a pretty good team, hard gut running team. First quarter looked pretty hard, and we thought it was going in for a long day. I mean, we just grind away, and as the quarter game got on, we got the job done. Broke them open in the last quarter, I guess.
Getting that one in. He's looking forward to see who his options are. Joey Salmon's in there, Jackson Calder's in there. He dives for it. Jack Lance trying to mop it up, gets it over the top, and Nicky Aaron's going to run onto it and get St Mary's first goal.
Well, that was against the run of play, that one. Whole time, that's the best part. Holtz Fitz shows one way, then goes the other, steps inside. He's got Stafford as the target, sliding, takes the chest mark, and he'll be paid. He's going to be kicking from just inside the 50-metre mark, and he sets it up high and beautifully, and straight through the middle does the big guy.
Didn't even look like missing, Ash.
Now they can run away with it through Thomas Clark. Clark picks out Campbell. Campbell just turns and go onto the left foot from 50. He wants to bounce it in the square. It doesn't need to, though. All clear.
The goal umpire did not even move, Ash.
So as Kieran Parnell plays on quickly, doesn't wait, sends it up looking in the direction of Calder. Dropping back there is Bean, couldn't take it first time. Yaron tries to soccer it through, and it comes to the older brother Lant. That's Jack Lant who puts it through. Lant, handball over the top to brother Jack. Onto Paredes. Paredes from 45 has a chance to score, and the skipper leads the way.
Yeah, well, Nate Paredes, he's been an absolute superstar for damaging he can be. Brandon Grenfell gets it out of the ruck with a big kick into the forward 50. Jack Lant just leaps on it, turns around and kicks it, and he's kicked his third goal for the day.
Yeah, and he made that look pretty easy, did Jack Lant. Campbell just taps it back inside. Clever. Oh, Stokes with a one-handed pick up. Now this is danger for the Saints. It's picked up by Stafford. That's a goal.
That is an unbelievable pickup by Jared Stokes to make that goal happen.
Stokes. Over to Nicky. Nicky. Oh, there was a big push out there from Armat Watkins.
Braith Hodges.
The question, but it's picked up by Vallejo. Gives it off to Braxton Armat. Across right foot kick. Didn't look pretty, but it came to Grenfell with a right foot snap at goal that looks good.
Well, Brandon Grenfell getting a goal for St Mary's.
Clipped high, let go, play on is the call. Danger here, it comes to Salmon. Salmon can score from there, and he does.
Well, Nate Paredes with the quick hands there. His skills today have been amazing, just so super quick.
Stokes, Jared Stokes tried to get it. Now he's got it. The skipper can run into an open goal, and he does.
Well, that was absolutely textbook Jared Stokes. If you've watched him for the last few years, that's his bread and butter.
Grenfell in this time, and Nicky read it beautifully off the hands of Grenfell. Puts it up to the forward position where Armat Watkins takes the mark, gives a handball over to Pendlebury, who kicks the goal. Pass was okay, but it was dropped at the crucial time as O'Connell now has a bounce. Gets to 55. Lines it up long. And that's a great goal. When it comes to Simpson, who spilled eventually what he probably should have taken. Comes over the top to Hammond. Hammond's got it. Hammond's pass has picked out a teammate. The kick looks pretty good off the boot and has gone straight through. Picks off a teammate, and that's Daniel Quinn. Quinn gives it over to another teammate, Bailey Edwards, on that goal line. The Eagles, as Bailey Edwards says, you don't actually need to put anyone there because I'm going to kick it from where I am. The pressure right on O'Connell. This is danger. He kicked a goal in similar fashion. He's going to go for goal again, this time from 65 out. Is the bounce good? Yes. Is it any good? You better believe it is. Way as Simpson took front position and then gave it off to his teammate in Boyce. Boyce just sent it forward. Now it's picked up by Butson. Across to his running Priest. Priest can run into an open goal. And the Eagles have gone from 4 points down to 2 points up. Wilson with a hurried kick high into the forward zone for the Nightcliff Tigers. Now it comes out to Hooper. Hooper with a left foot snap at goal. Looks pretty good. Round 13. Stephen Motlop. Handball back inside. Here we go again. Bo O'Connell. He's already kicked two. Has he kicked a third? Gee, he's come close. I'd say he's done it.
Yep.
Loose, can they get away with it? Priest just knocks it backwards cleverly to Bo O'Connell in a short pass. Oh, had a teammate lined up. Motlop there shakes off one with a hurried handball. Intercepted it was by Keelan Fijo, who puts it through. And the Eagles are back in front. Away they go. Gow. Just as he kicks, it's put away. Danger territory. It's in the hands of Hooper. And Hooper gets his second.
Away they go, handballing, very good Southern District. Oh, it's a beautiful tackle, well played.
They haven't got a scorer over there yet, so they haven't been able to second anyone to go over there and do the old scoreboard.
We'll have it on. Magpies running into an open goal. No, kicks it forward, short. Onto the left boot, Josiah Farah kicks on goal. I reckon that was Josiah Farah. Yeah. And he's nailed it. Yeah. And his dominance. Dennis, once again, knocks it down. Running hard at the football. Left foot into goal. Knows where they are. Knows where they are. Matt Shannon, he is class. Running around. They just never stop. They never stop, Southern Districts. Shannon,
here we go.
Shannon Rusk has got him working beautifully and just runs into an open goal. Ronald Fijo, slick handball out. And Elijah Davey kicks it forward. Out of bounds on the full. No.
Eddie, and he plays on quickly.
Eddie Betts kicks to the top of the square. Can he kick a goal? He can. Can he kick a goal? Eddie Betts, looks like he's done that one or two times before.
Had a player on, ignored it. So they don't have to go with the long kick.
Going for the long bomb. So it's sort of, in front. Betts.
Yeah, he was dragged down with that.
Yeah, wasn't a mark, but it was a free kick. You're quite right. So Betts, left of centre.
Now they left the goal square empty, so he goes for it now, and he's drilled it.
He has indeed. He's the first multiple goal scorer. I hope it's not. I hope it's not kicked in by Bolton.
bounces
my
through.
words out and
Another
Bolton's
goal.
kicked a goal. They can do no wrong. Kicks, spears it in, but Brody Lake in the back. Picked up Palmerston Magpies, kicked on goal, around the corner, and another one, you little beauty.
Back-to-back goals there to the Palmerston Magpies.
Orlando Turner. Southern Districts.
This is their ball movement. When they go wide and then come into the 50, just that far side, this is where they look really dangerous.
They do indeed. And this week's Waitman to kick on goal.
I think one of their players as well just need to pick up this player for Southern District. Just come off holding his hamstring, and that's Jake McQueen.
There's a goal.
But
we've heard, and Lee Williams, we reckon, was reported in that third quarter. Mark Tagan, one grab, two grabs, not paid by the field umpire. Speaking of Lee Williams,
and he's kicked it. What a goal!
Lee Williams nailed it. He can kick him from anywhere except straight in front. Oh. Sexton has 2 goals.
Welcome back. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin and Larrakia Country. Round 14 of the Men's Premier League, Wanderers versus PINT. My name is Nick Danks. My commentary partner this afternoon is Ian Butterworth. Ian, big first half of footy.
Fantastic first half of footy. 3 goals kicked, and certainly the Cat has been among the pigeons out at Nightcliff Oval.
Absolutely. The Tigers defeated Southern Districts by 31 points. I thought that would be a close game, but Nightcliff came out very, very strong and defeated Southern Districts. The other game at Gardens Oval this afternoon was forfeited by the Tiwi Bombers, so Waratah pick up the points there. We've got another game tonight, 7 o'clock at Gazali's. Darwin Buffs take on Palmerston. And don't forget, next weekend the rep matches kicks off on Saturday. Gates open at 5:30, first bounce at 6:30. For the NTFL Buffalo men's taking on South Fremantle. Then on Sunday, gates open at 2 o'clock. Got the boys and the girls curtain races beforehand before the women take on the Claremont Tigers at 6 o'clock on Sunday. So 2 big games of rep footy.
Talking off air, Nick, you've suggested to me, and I have only seen them, I think, once this season, PINT are pretty much a second half team.
Absolutely. The games I've seen them play, and I've probably seen it about half a dozen, maybe 8 times this year, and they've looked really, really good in the third quarter and come home strong in the final quarter. The last time these two teams met was back in round 6. PINT kicked 7 goals in the final quarter and kept Wanderers scoreless, and so PINT won by 47 points. So they came from behind and pinched that one with a really, really fit, strong run. They've had a couple of flashes of it today in Parks, but they just need to stop the ball from going from across the ground and more up and down, and they would be certainly a lot more damaging.
They haven't got a key forward, have they? They haven't got a noted goal kicker. Wanderers have got Big Eddie Simpson down there, who is a noted goal kicker, and Mitchell Taylor's been just dominant down back for Wanderers. If they could find a noted goal kicker, because they've got most other areas covered. They haven't got many superstars. Big Brock Carter in the ruck, fantastic, and around the ground they're quite capable, but they just haven't got anyone to kick goals. But you mentioned 7 goals in a quarter. They'll need that, because even though it's 2 goals for to Wanderers and 1 for to PINT, they only trail by 6 points. But if they kick 7 goals in a quarter, the game's over.
Absolutely, and they need to now. Nightcliff won. I didn't expect them to beat Southern Districts, but they did. So the gap now between the 6th and 7th side and the 5 will get wider for the team that loses this one. Now all of a sudden they'll drop. There'll be 8 points behind with 5 rounds to go, the loser of this game, rather than 4 points behind. So it's very, very important now that one of these sides get up. They'll have known that Nightcliff Tigers would have won, because it was pretty much all over coming into the final quarter there. So these guys would be across that, and they know this gap's going to get very, very hard for the side that loses this afternoon.
So some goal some goal kickers. Shane Thorne got one 3 minutes and 33 seconds into the second term.
Yep.
That was the first goal of the game. And the other goal scorer, Brodie Newman, who I queried, what's he doing up forward? Because I like to see him across half back, but you've suggested he's been in the middle and up forward.
Yep.
And the goal kicker for Pint, not surprisingly, Silver Yusuf, got his 11 minutes and 25 seconds into Q2. Okay.
Yep, and we've seen 5 out of bounds on the fall, so that's added to the scoreline as well if they were added to those. But it's been this should be a good second half of footy though, because as I said, both sides got lots to play for here at TIO Stadium. Ground's in spectacular condition considering the amount of rain we've had around the top end over the last couple of weeks, and the breeze slightly turning around now, going across the ground, but most of the day it's been heading towards your right of screen down towards the airport end, away from the Michael Long Centre. But Pint have got themselves in a huddle in their goal square getting ready, and the Waratah Wanderers are getting out on the ground. We're not far away from the second half here. It's so close, so you still think that Wanderers or Pint will win this one?
Look, I can't remember who I tipped at the start of the game.
I think you said Pint and I said Wanderers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's close enough now, and as I've seen Pint before, they look really good in the second half, and if they do that again tonight, I think they'll run over the top.
It doesn't really matter who I tip at the start of the game, because I always have a change of mind if it's needed toward the end of the game.
Now, about halfway through the final quarter, you work out who it's going to be?
Or even on Monday after the game. So here we go. The frivolity is over.
Absolutely. You're here for TIO Stadium. The lights have come on. It's a beautiful night. We're not going to get any rain here, touch wood, but it can change very quickly here in the top end this time of year. But looks pretty good out there on the forecast as we get ready for the second half of Wanderers taking on Pint. Current score: Wanderers 2 goals for 16. Pints 1 goal for 10 points. So it's 1 goal lead currently to Wanderers as we get ready to start the second half.
Joe Baston-Priest in ruck has been not so much a surprise for me, because he's rucked all his career. He's been around a little bit, but his leap to me seems to be outstanding. He's up against a much taller player in Brock Carter. Carter, number 26 there we see in the white jersey, and he and his team are kicking to the airport end. Joe Baston-Priest and Carter. Ball tossed up by the field umpire. Probably a dead eat, although Carter might have knocked it down to his teammate there in Elliot Chalmers, who's been Pint's best player so far. They go forward. Wanderers inside forward 50, outside forward 50. Will it go inside forward 50 again? Running around, back by hand, good effort by handball. Curran has been a wonderful player for Wanderers. Gets it across, does it with precision. Gets to Priest. Priest in the middle of the ground, as we can see the two bullseyes. Goes slow motion by hand to my man, Braden McLean. Kicks it forward, over the head. Ball in dispute, and running there to the boundary line, Jack Burke. We'll see the ball out of bounds about 15 metres around from the Wanderers' goal at the Michael Long Learning Centre end of a beautiful Marara Oval.
He missed his forward coming out onto them. He should have hit him on the chest, but he just kicked it a little bit too far over his head, and as I said, it's come in for a boundary. We're back in there now.
Simpson taking the ruck duties up forward for Wanderers. Good call. It might be Newman once again, and Simpson uses his bulk to see the ball out of bounds. So about 5 metres around, as we can see from the Wanderers' goal. Field umpire directing 2 blokes. And it'll be Simpson, I reckon, and Carter. Can't see them. Here they go. It is Simpson. It is Carter. Simpson finishes up on his backside. Kicked out by the number, Ethan Smith. Was it out on the full? What does the boundary umpire say, Nick?
No, we're going to throw it in, I think. I think it bounced just short of the thing. He's just got to go through the gate to get the ball.
Bit of an indignity, isn't it? Over the fence. The gate is locked. Braden McLean, a lovely man. Should be captain of the Northern Territory. he's left the field of play.
He's got your votes for you.
And he's got the free kick, so it must have been out of bounds. Is it out of bounds on the full, or is it just because he's a good bloke?
Unless he played that intentional, because the way it was cleared.
Well, yeah, you might be right. Yeah, McLean kicks it inside forward 50. And the mark is almost taken by Smith. Picked up there by Thomas Gaydon. Gaydon is dispossessed. Wanderers want a free kick for illegal disposal. The field umpire says, no, give it to me. I'm going to toss it up. Who's going for the ruck? We know who it'll be. It'll be knocked down by Carter. Kicked over his head and a rush behind. Good defensive work there by Pint, and it was necessary.
Yep, absolutely. So 2 goals, 5-17 to Pints, 1 goal for 10 points.
Mitchell Lowe to bring the ball back in for Pint. Runs a couple of metres, spears one forward, picks up his teammate's shot outside defensive 50. Ooh, probably dragged his side. Play on called that. No, it was an advantage. He paid the free, or she paid the free kick. Ball up for now. It's Penrith, who started magnificently, didn't he? Had 6 possessions early in the quarter. Has a bounce, runs into an open goal. No, he doesn't. He kicks across the face of goal. Well done to Ethan Priest.
Yeah, he got loose there very early. He was on his own. He picked him up early. He knew exactly what he was going to do with it. He just took his time to put it across to him. And Alex Harvey lines this one up.
Alex Harvey can put point within a point. You say that 6 times quickly. Point within a point if he kicks the goal. Harvey, very deliberate. We can see the angle. Quite acute for the right footer, but he doesn't miss. He doesn't muck around. Alex Harvey has opened the third term with a goal inside 3.5 minutes.
That's when they've looked their best tonight, Pine, and when they do look their best is when that running football and they're flowing from the wing into the centre of the goal square. They did that well. The ball came over the back, and from there on it was only going to be one result. There was about 3 Pint players running loose, and Alex Smith was the one that he decided, Alex Harvey, sorry, was the one he decided to pick out and put onto his chest, and he's just popped it over the goal umpire's head.
Back in the middle. Field umpire, Ben Johnson. I wonder if he runs. We'll probably see if he does. Hope he's not on the juice. Johnson comes in, tosses the ball up. Carter wins it down once again. Joe Baston Priest, always on the reach, isn't he? Because he can't help it, but he's not as tall as Carter. But his leap has been quite good this time. Carter got the ball down. We'll have to ruck, we'll have to rove. Ball in dispute, in the middle. Now we're away. Pint again. You said they're a second half team. Goes out this time to McLean. McLean running backwards. Running now, he'll run forward. Scoreboard side. Kicks it. Is it with precision? No, it's not. Goes to an opponent.
3 on 2 there, and they a couple of them raffle that one. They're out over the back here again, Pint.
Taylor. Running through the middle of the ground, inside forward 50, just about. There's that man that just kicked the goal. Alex Harvey has one bounce. Will he have another bounce? No, he won't, because he just kicked across the face of goal. Out of bounds on the full.
That's 6, not that I'm counting.
Braden McLean covers a bit of territory, and here he goes over the fence again.
Yep,
he's a good man, isn't he?
Yeah, Pine had a couple of loose guys there in the square, and I think he was in 2 minds whether to pass that off or to have a shot, and in the end he did neither. So unfortunate there for Pine, but that was, again, that's when they look their best, when they're doing that running football and they're coming off the wing into the goal, into the 50-metre arc, and it was nice football and unfortunately not a good finish.
McLean might have injured himself a little bit there. That's a pretty high fence. Runs his full measure. Kicks it down the line, scoreboard side, ball on the ground, over the football. He didn't make much of an effort to knock it out. Yeah, well done by the field umpire. There was no effort to knock the ball out, and a 50-metre penalty. Now that is bad business by Wanderers.
Yep, he made no effort there at all, and then he threw the ball back at him, not to him. And the field umpire didn't have much choice, but said, let's go for a walk.
Come with me, sunshine. 50 metres, and I think they'll be in the goal square, so it looks like he straightened him up here. Didn't look like, and it's big Brock Carter. Carter to kick on goal. Does it poorly. So scores a level. We are 6.5 minutes into Q3 and scores a dead set level, 2-5 apiece.
Absolutely, and in the early game, of course, we just mentioned before, Nightcliff defeating the ladder leaders, Southern District.
Comfortably.
Yes.
Mitchell Taylor belts it outside forward 50. Curran in dispute. Pint seem to have all the answers. Back inside forward 50. Over the back. Newman, he seems to be down back now, gets it to McLean. McLean taken high in the first tackle, and the field umpire, Johnny on the spot. Well, in fact, it's Ben on the spot. Ben Johnson. Braden McLean kicks it outside defensive 50. Running hard. Now the speedster. Here we go. Bo O'Connell. We'll give the old 1-2. O'Connell picks up a teammate forward. Mark taken. Inside forward 50, cleverly done there, and nice beautifully inside there, and that was Shane Thorne using all his years of experience, gets it to big Eddie Simpson.
It's the best passage of football the Wanderers have put on all day today. That was lovely. Straight from the back line, down the wing, a good run, and then didn't blaze away at the goal. Took his time and put that straight at the top of the goal square. Opportunity now to put Wanderers back in front.
It was a wonderful double effort by Thorne, because he didn't let the ball go out of bounds. He held it in and then chipped it across, as you suggested. Edward Simpson to kick on goal. Directly in front, near enough, the right foot, a beautiful angle, kicking to the Michael Long Learning Centre end here at Marara. Man on the mark about 30 metres from goal. Simpson mucked it up. How can you miss from 30 metres out when you get paid the big money to kick goals?
He's put Wanderers in front, though. 2 goals, 6-18 to 2 goals, 5-17. But
he's done well. Point to bring the ball back. Mitchell Lowe runs outside the square. Finds a leading player. Picks him out. Oh, made hard work of it. And that was Andrew Jones. The chop out ruckman for Pint. Jones will favour the line down grandstand side. Kicked it out of bounds on the full. Brody Newman. Newman, can you just pick him up, mate? Is he running down back again now?
Yeah, I think he's gone back down back again.
So he's a goal kicker in a very, very low scoring game. Ball to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. Slightly, ever so slightly favouring Wanderers. Tossed in. Bit short. Well, the ruckman were a long, long way back. And how do you do? Edward Simpson finished up on the ground.
Boundary umpire had to throw it back in exactly the same spot it went out at before. As we hear, as a 2 goals, 6-18 to Pints, 2 goals, 5-17.
Wanderers leading. Nice throw in by the boundary umpire. On the ground, in dispute, tries to barge his way through, goes back by hand. Well done, McLean. It was smothered off the boot. Courageous effort there by the Pint Trotter. Trotter gets the ball out only as far as Chris Curran. Curran will go forward. Down back is the number, Smith. Number 77 for Pint. Pint will clear into the middle of the ground. Boss switches. Outside. Grandstand side. Nice kick. Forward. Civarella. Haven't called him much, Civarella.
No, he was pretty busy in the first quarter, but he's gone very quiet in the second quarter.
Gee, he's got a few mates, hasn't he? Because we had Ethan Penrith was the same for Pint. Civarella goes forward defensively. Knocked the ball out of bounds.
Thomas' shot for Pint was limping there a few minutes ago. He's just come to the boundary line then, and he's gone straight back down the race, I think. So he's done a twister there. He's on the boundary line now. He's trying to pull out a muscle, I think. Just hurt himself a bit on the right leg.
Just on the 50-metre line. Point in attack. In front, Simpson unceremoniously dumped. He finishes up on the ground a lot, does Big Eddie Simpson. Ball just chipped along there by Butson. Out of bounds on the full. We could see that quite clearly. Boundary umpire got it right. Running inside is Mitchell Lowe. Does a lot of work as the kick-in task. Ball in dispute. Silver Yusuf knocks it to his team's advantage. Simpson, will he kick it to his team's advantage? Just kick in hope, and in the middle of the ground, the mark taken by Smith. Smith for Pint. Out wide. Scoreboard side. Inside forward 50. Nice kick. Ball on the ground. In dispute. No mark. Picked up and kicked on goal by Civarella. Civarella. Ball drops to the advantage and a goal.
Oh, yes.
It's not a goal.
Just chipped the post, just clipped the post, I think, as it went through. I thought the goal umpire had signalled a goal, but it just touched the post all the way through.
So scores are locked up, 2-6 apiece. Trouble for Wanderers. McLean. Here's the call. Does it nicely.
Oh.
Handballs to Penrith. Penrith kicks the goal. That was just a comedy of errors by the defence of Wanderers, and Ethan Penrith has kicked a goal, and that puts Pint in front, I think, for the first time in the game.
Yeah, it's the first time they've been in front all day, and Ethan Penrith was probably the last person on the ground expected that ball to come to him there, but it did, and he didn't waste the opportunities, put it through. So Pint have hit the lead, 3 goals 6-24 to 2 goals 6-18. So a 6-point lead to Pint coming into up to the 13-minute mark of the third quarter.
Not surprising, because PINT seem to have had the ascendancy of the football, the majority of possession in this third term.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they do look a very fit side in the second half of footy, especially in the third quarter, which is the important quarter, and they have run on pretty well and just needed to show a bit more on the scoreboard. It's nice to be in front by a goal, but they probably need a couple more to stop Wanderers here.
Simpson in ruck. Up against Jones. Both chop out ruckman. Picked up Jones. Goes by hand rather than the kick. Both heads down over the football. Some courageous efforts needed here, and there's plenty of them out there on the field. One way, then the other. Dispossessed. Play on called the umpire. Good call. And that was Chalmers. Probably PINT's best player. There he is again. Elliot Chalmers. Goes forward. Picks out a teammate. Still backward of the centre, or the wing. Scoreboard side. Here they go, working forward. The lanky Ben Smythe, co-captain. Hasn't had much of it. Onto the left foot, Smythe. Nice long kick forward. Over the back, the mark taken by Jones. Well done. One grab, two grabs. Over Simpson, which is no mean task. Jones kicks forward. Ball on the ground. PINT well in attack. Working hard. They are working hard. Penrith kicked the ball off the ground once again. Harvey, the goal kicker, gets the ball again. Dragged off the footy. Well done there. That was fantastic effort by Wanderers' defensive team in Daniel Clee. And they will see the ball out of bounds. Field umpire. Plenty of talk by the field umpire, Jared Collins. Not quite sure what he would need to talk about, but nonetheless that's his business. Jones, Simpson. Toss it up. Jones grabs the ball out of the ruck. Simpson finishes up with it. Loses possession. Running around onto the right boot. And a goal. Did you pick that player up?
Yeah, it was Thomas Burnett.
Thomas Burnett
got that one. Running to the kicking over his shoulder, go straight over the goal umpire's head, and that has really pushed a PINT back in front by a fair way. Now 4 goals 6-30 to 2 goals 6-18 as we're coming into the 15th minute mark of the third quarter.
3 goals to nil in this third term, which is what you predicted, or what you said that PINT are good at, the second half team.
Yeah, as I said, last time these two met in round 6, they kicked 7 goals to nil in the final quarter and won by 47 points. So they always thought they'd look good in the third quarter, and of every game, even the ones where they've been behind, they've looked good in that in the third quarter.
Back in the middle, Simpson against the chop out Jones. Jones has been okay in the ruck. Now it's Carter back in the ruck. Ball on the ground. Away we go. Picked up. Kicked forward. They'll do anything to kick the ball forward. PINT have got the message. Wanderers. Kick smothered. Handball. Here's the goal kicker. Thomas Burnett. Loses possession. Wanderers go forward. Someone front and square, dragged off the football. Play on called the umpire. Correct call. Ball locked in. Give it to me this time.
Been a lot more direct in this half, this quarter. PINT have been. They've Wanderers still haven't got it straightened up enough for me, but they certainly PINT have, and they've showed the rewards on the scoreboard.
Carter over the top of Simpson. Picked up Ryan, the skipper, one of the co-captains. Where's Mitchell Taylor? Haven't seen him.
He's in the back line there, but he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, smothered. The ball smothered. Just PINT doing everything to keep the ball in. Nice round the corner kick onto the left foot. Andrew Civarella has had 3 possessions in this term, and we've got a blood rule. So we'll just wait. The player should be interchanged quickly. Jet Trotter. Distance, just about on his distance, I reckon, because he'll have to kick from 55.
Yeah, the breeze is blowing towards that end. It's been swirling around the ground all day, and at the moment is going to the right of screen.
Trotter onto the left foot. He doesn't go for distance, he goes for precision. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. Picked up Silver Yusuf, and the man has got another one. Silver Yusuf becomes the only multiple goal scorer in the game. He has 2. And certainly the pointers, 5-6-36, leading Wanderers 2-6-18.
Lob, as I said, that was again an opportunity where they've straightened themselves up. He didn't go blaze at goal. He put it across to where the players were and then took a shot at the open shot there for goal.
Well, it certainly wasn't a goal because it looks like he's missed it.
Has he pulled that back, has he?
Yep.
Oh. All right. Looked a goal to me, so unless he still has something off the ball.
Wanderers.
Must have been touched.
Brodie Newman. No mark, out of bounds on the full. Picked up Carter, will take the kick too far out to score. Carter goes inside forward 50. Who's there? No one can take the mark. Almost the mark to Yusuf. The man we thought kicked the goal. Wanderers, defence, have got to work an overtime. Now there's a high tackle. And did the field umpire see it? I don't think so, because he's going to have to toss the ball in the air.
So 4 goals, 7-31 to Wanderers, 2 goals, 6-18. And that one previously was touched off the boot.
That's why it wasn't a goal.
Yep.
It normally isn't when that happens. Priest back in the ruck for Wanderers. In defence. Got to get it out. Goal scorer there, Alex Harvey. Working hard, but also working hard is the skipper Braden McLean, the muck captain. Point inside their forward line, just about to tick into time on. Picked up McLean, kicks it out of bounds on the full, under a lot of pressure. At least he doesn't have to get over the fence to collect the football this time. Thomas shot too far out to score. Good size, isn't he, Shot?
Yeah, good player.
Runs around, stabs at the football, and looking for Ethan Penrith. Not a marking option down there. Most of the blokes have got a few centimetres on him, and the ball is out of bounds. At least it's in the point forward line. They've been terrific this quarter. Boundary umpire to toss it. In fact, Wanderers has struggled to score. They've got a couple of points. Priest probably won that. Got a fingernail to it. Running around, dropped the football. He's in 2 minds then, I think, whether to have a shot on goal. And running around one way, then the other. Wanderers have got some work to do in defence, but Pint seemed to have the ball on a bit of a string. Lost the footy that time.
Yep.
Yeah, just determination in that defensive area. The speedster O'Connell, 1 bounce, 2 bounces, handballs over an opponent. Well, hopefully to get the ball back, but he doesn't get the ball back off Shane Thorne. Thorne headbutts his opponent, but the mark has been taken. Point. Now they swing the ball inside. Big Carter goes forward, looking for a teammate, finds one, centre half forward, too far out to score. Kicks inside forward 50, and the leaping Ethan Penrith takes the mark.
Nice grab. They were out there though, Wanderers, that unfortunately just missed that ball up in the corner there, and Pint a couple of touches and they're back right in this one as he lines this one up to for the 5th goal for the day for Pint.
Gee whiz, if he gets this, it's going to be hard for the Mucks to come back because we're into time on in the 3rd quarter.
And it won't be a long quarter. We've only had a couple of goals, so...
Penrith. Pretty much directly in front. The right footer kicks on goal. Ugly off the boot and missed to the right-hand side.
So 4 goals, 8-32 to 2 goals, 6-18. Pine leading at the moment as we go into the 21st and a half minutes. So well into time on.
Wanderers bring the ball back, favouring the grandstand side, but too easy. Matt Ryan. Ryan onto the left foot. Goes across, picked up, running inside forward 50, kicks it and kicks it beautifully. And there's that man. Can he kick it this time?
I think he's had a sighter from about exactly the same spot, so hopefully he's learnt that lesson and he puts this one straight in. It could be getting very close to the last kick of this quarter as well.
Penrith Long way from home, Ethan Penrith.
Yeah.
To kick on goal. Pretty much the same line. Pretty much.
He likes that one better.
Just snuck it in, but it doesn't matter. He's now becomes the Ethan Penrith, the only multiple goal scorer of the game. 2 in this third quarter, the crucial third term, the premiership quarter they call it, Nick.
Yep, and as I said, Pints look really good in these in the third quarter in every game I've seen them, and didn't surprise me this has happened tonight. They were just waiting to break away. Well, one of the things they have done is straightened up. They've done about all 3 of their goals, and even the one that was touched. It was a simple pass from the centre of the ground into the 50 and just lined it up and popped it through, and that's the way to do it rather than this messing around they were doing in the first half where we were getting 4 or 5 passes and not going anywhere.
But I mean, we've been a little bit critical of Pint not being able to score, but Wanderers, we're about to tick, well, we've ticked into time on in the third quarter. They've kicked 2 goals for the game.
Yep. Pint defence have been pretty good though when they've gone down there. They've locked it up pretty tightly.
They have. High tackle in there, play on called the umpire, and the swinging fist. I'm sure that was the man that grabbed him high, and it's Boys. Field umpire tosses it up straight away. Well done, Priest. Gets the ball out, but only as far as Pint. And that was Henry Tregower. But the running Wanderers players kick it forward. Mark taken? Yes, Mark is taken. Well done. Good mark. Strong mark. And that's our man. That's Shane Thorne, I reckon.
Crucial opportunity
Oh,
here
he's
for Wanderers.
got to kick this. You're right.
Yeah.
Got to kick this. Hasn't had much of it, Thorne, but what he's done has been terrific. His experience is clever. Shane Thorne, kick on goal to the Michael Long Learning Centre end, the southern end at Marara. Kicks very, very deliberately, and it's like a tracer. It is a goal. Yep. Shane Thorne becomes a multiple goal scorer. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and that's the first goal of the term. 24.5 minutes into the third quarter for the Muck Mucks.
Wanderers 3 goals, 6-24, Pints 5, 8-38. So 14 points in it as we get right into time on here in the third quarter. Wouldn't be much time left now as we get ready for the final quarter very shortly.
Wanderers need the next goal, Nick.
Yep. That was a very handy goal for them to coming into the end of the quarter.
Carter, Priest. Johnson tosses the ball up. Up they go. Carter gets the fingernail to it. Priest, Rhodes gets the ball forward. Tumbling forward. Anyone got the pace? Shane Thorne, the goal kicker, over the footy. Been bashed from pillar to post. All fair and square in there, and the field umpire will have no choice. Jared Collins, give it to me. Edward Simpson looking for a free kick. There was nothing in there. Well done, Thorne. Keelan Fijo in there too. There's the siren. Yep. You predicted that. Won't be too much more time. It is 3/4 time. 3-6 plays 5-8. Pint leading by 12.
We'll be back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium for the final quarter, Wanderers versus Pint.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstore. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Terrific work down there by Anderson again, running inside forward, 50 kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce all the way through for a goal.
It's a blessing because I'm born and bred in NT, lived here all my life, and to get to play with all the girls, most of them are from here, some of them are come in, but they've made their place here, and it's really exciting. I reckon it's up there. I reckon if we could get a premiership in the Women's Premier League, it would be really good, but this is all right for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour to welcome each and every one of you to Larrakia land. May our ancestors guide and protect you always. Thank you.
And he gets the free kick. Moves it quickly. Philo off a step. 50 out. Long kick.
Yep.
Just
that's
sneak
true.
through. Well done, Brody Philo.
Just sort of went out there and did my role pretty much and got the chocolates in the end, I guess. Credits to the boys, to the Woodville West Torrens boys. We're in the premiership last year. They're a pretty good team, hard, gut-running team. First quarter looked pretty hard, and we thought it was going in for a long day. I mean, we just grind away, and as the quarter game got on, we got the job done. Broke them open in the last quarter, I guess.
Welcome back to the AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 season. We're underway for PINT versus Waratah in the final quarter.
14-point lead to the Pinters. They had a domineering third quarter. See if they can maintain that pressure. Inside it comes, this time to Chalmers. Chalmers has been a terrific player for Point all game. Onto the left foot, kicks inside forward 50, strong mark, missed, ball on the ground, in dispute. Took it down with him, Jet Trotter that time. Excuse me.
That's where Pine have been looking their best. That ball into the 50 from a quick one on the wing, and they've done that very well in the second half.
They seem to be a bit concerned. Jet Trotter on the ground, holding his left knee. A couple of the Wanderers players calling for the trainer, the Point trainer, to get out there. Where is the Point trainer? Ball stuck right half forward in the Point forward line.
Don't forget, next weekend we've got the Gazales NTFL rep matches back for 23. On Saturday, the NT men's side will take on South Fremantle. Then on Sunday, the women's NT side will take on Claremont next weekend for the Gazales NTFL rep matches. Looking forward to those.
Very much so, and it's interesting to have the split too, Nick. The blokes on Saturday and the women on Sunday.
And of course, a couple of other games today. One game actually, because the other one was forfeited by the Tiwi Bombers at Gardens Oval. But at Darwin, Mazda Nightcliff Oval, the Tigers defeated Southern Districts by 31 points.
Jet Trotter coming off the ground, perhaps under his own steam. And unless he's got blood, they should start the game. Are they coming out with the stretcher? I think the field umpire...
No, he's called the other guy on. He says he can take his time to come off. I think the field umpire called
But he's only injured, so therefore we can start the game. The replacement shouldn't be unless it's blood.
Yeah, well, the field umpire called the other guy onto the ground, so we can get going straight away. So there might be a bit of blood rule there.
Well, I hope for the field umpire's sake that there is not too much blood anyway, but if it's just a normal injury, no stretcher, don't have to wait. The ball's not in his area. We'll have the ball up, right half forward, inside the forward 50, Point in attack. Jones, Priest wins it easily, gets it beautifully to McLean. McLean swings the ball forward. Why go to the wing? And Wanderers this time go forward. Big Eddie Simpson. Got to take more marks. Simpson well outside forward 50. Kicks it inside forward 50. Who's down there to take the grab? Simon Bates is down there, but he's not going to take the big mark. That's not his go.
Good defensive effort there from the Pints defender. Punch that one through.
Yeah, and that man down there does a terrific job. Point in defence, favouring the grandstand side. Go forward, drop what he should have taken Jones. Flipped out, back to Jones. Tackled, ball in dispute. Boss, he's in dispute too. Kick forward on the outside of the boot. Clever kick in the end of the day. And the Point players clean it up. Mitchell Lowe, been fantastic down back. Lowe goes wide. Gets it out there to Patrick Doyle, but the ball beats Patrick Doyle and Big Eddie Simpson out of bounds, but it's in the right part of the ground for the Pointers, about 60 metres away from their goal, left half forward. On the outer scoreboard side at Marara.
Wind blowing to the right-hand side of the screen to the airport end. It's got a little bit stronger in this last quarter.
Yeah, the sea breeze well and truly in, I
She's
suppose.
certainly in.
A little bit later on in the game, and in ruck there was interesting because that was Patrick Doyle who took on the big man Simpson, and Doyle won it comfortably, but the ball is in dispute and out of bounds outside left half forward for Pint. Kick and a half from their goal.
First goal of this quarter will be very, very important for both sides.
Yep, certainly Wanderers need it. Simpson in front, Carter, the big man, might have got a whack in there, you-know-wheres. He's bending over in a spot of bother, looking for the handball option. Pint defenders. They've been terrific all game, haven't they? I mean, both defences have been fantastic, but Pint have just held out Wanderers all game without a major goal kicker. McLean. Play goes forward. I hope this is not 50. What's happened here? Free kick by the field umpire, a long way from being the controlling umpire. Wanderers. The advantage wasn't paid, and Shane Thorne will take the free kick. Backward of centre. Get some magic going, Shane. Thorne kicks it out, left half forward. Really, it's almost a dead rubber, isn't it? No one seems to be interested here.
There was about 5 or 6 minutes in that third quarter where Pint looked really, really good. They've just gone back into this kick and hope phase at the moment. But the first team here to straighten up could actually win this one.
Because no team's got a key forward, Big Edward Simpson, the major forward for Wanderers, in ruck at the moment. Picked up McLean. McLean's had plenty of it. Goes inside forward 50. Can he get a lucky bounce? He does get a lucky bounce. Picked up that time. Kicked on goal. And that's Brodie Newman. Has kicked a goal. The defender, but kicked that one
out of bounds. It's 7, am I counting? It's 7.
And who's counting? And they've all been within kicking distance, haven't they?
Yeah. It's 7 shots with they missed everything.
Series of handballs, finishes up with Ryan. The skipper will go on the left foot. Does usually precise with the boot. This time he is precise with the boot, and he looks down for Jones and big Andrew Jones. The chop out ruckman, well within scoring distance. Southern end, the Michael Long Learning Centre end at Marara. Man on the mark, probably 45, so he's going to have to kick from 50. What do you reckon?
Yep, he had Penrith loose there for a few minutes and he let him go, so we think he's pretty confident about it because Penrith was all on his own, just in the pocket. And he waved him away, so he's taken the opportunity to put this one through himself.
Andrew Jones crosses the paint of 50, one step across the paint of 50, launches it away, and you said the next goal will be the winning goal.
Yep.
At least if it's Pint. They got the goal, Jones got the goal, will they win?
Yeah, he was pretty confident there, but the way he's kicked that, I can understand why. But he did wave Penrith off. He was on his own in the pocket, and he's gone back and he's put that straight through, and that's really put the cat among the pigeons. As they say, as Pint 6 goals 8 to Wanderers at 3 goals 7. So Pint pretty comfortable here at the moment, and if Wanderers don't get the next one, you're going to say that's about it.
I think you're right. He kicked it from a step inside 50 into the breeze.
Yep.
Fair whack.
And there's a decent breeze kicked up here now, heading towards the airport end.
Taylor and Simpson, the combatants. Got to be Simpson. Got to get it down. Where's the speedsters? Where's the Wanderers speedsters? Carter got it. There's no Wanderers speed. There's one. There's Bo O'Connell. Onto the non-preferred left. Kicks it forward. Over the top, Shane Thorne been terrific. Up and under Thorne, under pressure. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can, but it's only by the Pint defence. And that man, Mitchell Lowe, has been doing everything down back. Been a fantastic player for Pint. Wanderers still give themselves a chance, and they need to. A possible shot for finals. Up for grabs by the winner of this game. Over the top, running.
Couldn't get a handle on it.
Well, he couldn't find the handle at all, could he?
No. He just rolled away from it at the wrong moment.
That player in there, it's the Wanderers player, the new player on the field, number 21. I'm not sure who that is. We haven't got a number 21 on our team sheet. Whether he's had to, it might have been a blood.
Yeah, change the shirt, I think.
Blood jumper, yeah. And the ball is out of bounds, in dispute.
Wanderers already got a goal like that today. I thought they were about to get their second one, but he just couldn't find it. And then it's the fabulous Aussie rules football just took a bounce away from him, and there wasn't much he could do about it.
If the Sharon was round, he could have got it.
He would have got that.
Yeah, but it ain't. Priest and Carter. Priest did it nicely. He's been impressive in the ruck. Simon Bates ran onto the preferred left foot. Kicks it up and under. Mark can't be taken. Pint cleaned it up in Tom Gaydon. Gaydon will defensively kick it outside, but out of bounds on the full. Big Simpson. Got to get it back quickly. Does exactly that. Who's there to take the mark? In front, 1, 2, 3 Pint players all in front. Series of handballs. Will they get it clear? They do get it clear. Still inside defensive 50, but he'll hold it up. And signalling to go one way, then goes the other. That's Robert Boss. Been a good player.
You could nearly say best on ground today is the Pint defence. Every one of them, because they have really, really played well, and Wanderers have been frustrated.
That's the APW for better players. All played well, isn't it?
They certainly, their backline have stood up really well tonight.
He's been a good player. Thomas Boys gets it back. Chip shot in to there, but only one player there, and that's Mitchell Lowe. Lowe, the custodian, gets it out nicely. Mark not taken, dropped in fact by Matt Ryan, the skipper. Ball on the ground, in dispute, outside defensive 50 for Wanderers, for PINT.
Umpire says I'll have that one. A couple of words being mentioned. They want to be careful, guys.
Free kick will be paid. Jared Collins not backward at coming forward in paying those free kicks. Knocked forward beautifully to advantage. And a big strong player there for PINT. And he's played well all game. Number 43 we see there, and that's Tyler Flanagan. Wanderers still in with a chance. Got the last goal. Knocked forward, hung on to. Simpson will take the free kick. Now, what's the plan here, Nick? I mean, you've got to have a plan going forward. Who's going to take the mark? I'm not quite sure, because Simpson kicks the ball and he can't be down there to take the mark. And the Wanderers' defence, the PINT defence, they run it through under pressure. Quick play the ball. Well done. Kicked it out wide. Favouring the scoreboard side. PINT are doing it on the bit. Gets it inside. Andrew Civarella. Hasn't had a lot of it, but what he's had has been pretty good. Simpson, been okay. All over him.
So we're at the 10-minute mark of the final quarter. Wanderers 3 goals, 7.25. PINT 6.8.44.
And PINT in attack. Looking for the 7th. There's the man we mentioned earlier. The big man, Tyler Flanagan, kicks it forward somehow.
The PINT attacker kicked that out of the 50 then from his own goal line.
He did. That's why I was just wondering if I got it right. PINT to go back in. Free kick paid. I reckon that was kicking in danger. It was a good free kick by the field umpire then. And the mark
nice
taken,
grab.
big strong mark. And here he is again, Tyler Flanagan. One end, then the other.
Yeah, he's had a good 5 or 10 minutes here, and hopefully for PINT he puts this one over, and I've got a feeling that could be the end of it.
Did I tip PINT? If I didn't, I will. If he kicks this. 12 coming up 13 minutes. PINT leading by 19. Flanagan kicks on goal, and once again straight over the cap. Why couldn't they have done that earlier in the game? You wonder. PINT move on 7-8-50, 25-point leaders. Wanderers 3-7-25, and that 25 points. That's 5 goals, isn't it?
Yeah, they've kicked 3 goals for the game. They didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, of course, because neither of them did. And here we are. They've got to get now 4 goals in under 10 minutes. So I just don't see this happening. I think that PINT have looked good. And as I said earlier on, they look always a good second half side, and they've come out and proved it. They've kicked pretty much all of the goals bar 1 in this second half, and have been pretty much all over this game. And in their defence have been outstanding. They've stood up really, really well in the back line there.
Mitchell Lowe in particular has been good, hasn't he? He's just taken everything. He's the custodian. He brings the ball back into play. He drops into the spots that require courage. Ball in dispute. In the middle of the ground, the bullseye. Carter. Simpson. Running hard at the football was Braden Taylor. Has done some good things. Teammates appreciate his attack on the footy. In the middle of the ground. Carter again, 1, 2. Shane Thorne in there. Shane Thorne receives. Gets the ball out wide by hand. But there he is again, Mitchell Lowe. Mitchell Lowe chips it forward and chips it with precision. Gets to a teammate. Got to hurry and kick. Does hurry, does kick. And the mark not taken by Penrith. Silva Yusuf gets it across and does it nicely.
Absolutely, look good then, they did.
Too easy, Nick.
Yeah, I think the Wanderers now have got themselves on the back foot, and PINT have just going to run away with this one. Because the last time these guys met, they got 7 goals in the final quarter to none. I don't think they'll get 7 tonight to none, but they certainly look like they're going to be pretty comfortable here as we come into the 13th minute of the final quarter.
Andrew Civarella got the long run up. Crosses the paint of 50. Kicks from 45. Civarella misses. Yeah, misses to the right-hand side. That would have been the nail.
Yeah, I think so. I also think it's pretty much now Wanderers are going to have to score pretty early and pretty quickly now for this to get them a chance.
Mitchell Taylor bangs it as hard as he can, but only as far as a point defender, and that's Henry Tregowath. Tregowath goes inside 50, can't take the mark, ball on the ground, in dispute. Silva Yusuf kicks a goal. That is the nail in the coffin. Silva Yusuf.
It's his second goal. We thought he'd got another one earlier on, but it was touched off the boot. But he's now got 2 goals for the game. Him and Ethan Penrith for PINT are both multiple goal scorers, and Shane Thorne's got 2 for the Wanderers, and Brody Newman's got their only other goal as well for Wanderers. Alex Harvey's got 1 for PINT. Andrew Jones has got 1, and Thomas Burnett 1, and Tyler Flanagan got that big goal a few minutes ago as well. So this looks, as I said, pretty much PINT have got this one in control. And considering, I think it's about their 12th Premier League game, they've come into the season and come into the league and showed up pretty well.
They certainly have, haven't they? They've, it's a credit to the coaching and the work that Shannon Motlop has put into the team, because the team was unknown to him. This is his first year with the club and with the team. And
there's no big superstar names in that lineup. They're just good hard-working footballers, and they've impressed me all year.
You've hit the nail on the head. You said earlier. I mean, Carter's one of them. He's just terrific in the ruck. APW all played well, and that's what a coach would ask for, I reckon, in any situation. There's a high tackle in there. The field umpires been on the spot. I reckon they've been very, very good. Got the major free kicks, and they got that one too. So left half back, between half back and wing, grandstand side. Inside they go.
They always say the umpires are great when you don't notice them, and tonight they have been fabulous. They've really done a good job. And we've got a couple of you've got a debutant out there as well, so it's been a great night for the umpires.
Matt Ryan, there's my man out there too. Mitchell Lowe, forward, does it nicely, gets it out to Civarella. A quiet achiever, Andrew Civarella, gets it forward. Wanderers defence under pressure. Wanderers have kicked 3 goals in 3 quarters of football. Just not good enough, is it?
No, and they've looked threatening all night.
Yep, Henry Tregowath. Some hard work there by the defensive Wanderers, but not to any great avail, because PINT just move around and use handball very, very well. D'Souza has been a good player, but missed the mark. Ball on the ground, in dispute, picked up PINT, kick on goal. Jones has got another one for the team. Andrew Jones, he becomes a multiple goal scorer, which is rare. Such a low scoring
game. A more
game.
respectable scoreboard for PINT. 9 goals, 963 to 3-7-25. So PINT look like they've got this one as we've got about a minute and a bit to go of regular time. They've got a few goals in this quarter, so it'll go on a little bit. Plus we had the injury earlier on as well, so probably about 4 or 5 minutes left to go of this game.
And PINT, they're home.
Yeah, I think they were home about 5 minutes ago as well. I think they've certainly looked good this whole second half, and Wanderers just haven't changed their game plan from what they started the match with. A lot of chip around balls, a lot of messing around in the middle, whereas PINT have straightened up and shown some rewards for 6 or 7 goals that have come straight out of the midfield.
So they've had 6 goal scorers, PINT, and Wanderers have had 2. And 2 of those goals, as you mentioned earlier, Shane Thorne is a multiple goal scorer for Wanderers. Some ugly football and a high tackle found by field umpire Jared Collins. Is he going for the book? He is.
Yeah, it was a bit hot, bit late, and he's thrown him to the ground, so he's got him for a dangerous tackle, I'd imagine. He's saying, look, I didn't mean to do it, but
accidents don't matter.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, on the end of that was Nathan Arbon.
He's trying to explain to the umpire what he did, but I don't think it was intentional, but he certainly did throw him down as a dangerous tackle.
So the report looked warranted, and that's up to the tribunal to make their determination, of course, if it gets to the tribunal, because there are prescribed penalties. It used to always be to the tribunal. So Arbon in the middle of the ground. after being dealt with severely. Good umpiring again. We've praised the umpires, and that was another good one.
Smother.
But kicked into the man on the mark, which is an absolute sin. Smith goes forward, gets it out in the Penrith direction. Penrith runs his full measure, gets steadies, kicks on goal, and nails it.
Yep. Been a good player for him tonight, Penrith. They've given him so much room. He's got 3 goals now, and he's run into a couple like that tonight and looked really good. So Pine will be very happy. 10 goals on the board, 10 goals 9 to 3 goals 7. So 69 plays 25 as we're into time on in the final quarter.
Time on in the final quarter, and Pint. They kicked 7 goals in the last quarter against them the last time they played.
Yep,
you mentioned
7-0 in the final quarter in the round 6 game, and won by 47 points. And here they are now, 44 points in front,
which is near enough to 7
goals.
7 goals, isn't it? Signals being given. Jones in ruck. Priest, his opponent. Kicked a couple of goals, Jones. Dead heat with Priest that time. Been busy. Thomas Boys gets the ball out to Cabillo. Cabillo taps it to his own advantage. Runs his full measure. Just grabbed and kicked enough off balance. Simpson couldn't take the mark. Smith, the man with the number, 77 for Pint. Gets it out wide. Teammate out there, Gaydon. Gaydon goes forward and held up. That'll be McLean. McLean gets it out. Newman goes forward. Wanderers have the advantage. Jack Burke fancies himself from there, Nick.
Yeah, he's waved off a couple of people, so he's definitely going to have a go. But not easy with the breeze going across the ground towards that end. He's going to have to aim for this far post, and hopefully it comes back around for him.
So Burke, we can see the 50-metre line, the arc in front of him there. Hopefully a good kick. Comes in, crosses the paint of 50, runs a step. It was an absolute shocker. Absolute painter and docker.
He's got the banana the wrong way round then. He did the South Australian check side, but unfortunately he went the other way. So.
Oh, don't laugh at him because it's we all make blues. Braden Taylor gets it to Mitchell Lowe. Lowe goes back to Taylor.
It's been an absolute thing of their night, though, Wanderers. That's pretty much been the exclamation mark of the night.
Yeah, that's right. Taylor goes forward. Mark. Yeah, big mark taken there by Patrick Doyle. Lump of a lad.
Pine look really good in these second halves, and you get another off-season into some of these young guys. They're going to be a good side next year, Pine, and they will scare a couple of clubs. They have done this season, but in their second year, they're going to be even more dangerous, you would think. Goes
forward, Chalmers, one of the better players on the ground, together with Mitchell Lowe for Pine. Chalmers, who's he got? No one in particular. Running hard is the veteran. Simon Bates onto the left foot, kicks forward, a premiership player, Simon Bates. There's Mitchell Lowe, hustled and bustled off the football. Pretty good effort by Jack Burke to get Lowe off the ball. He threw that away. Field umpire missed that, and Pint will clear and clear comfortably. Tom Gaydon. Out of bounds, under the TIO sign, middle of the ground. Ruckman, where are you? Who are you? Boundary umpire's got to throw the ball to you. Joe Baston Priest and Brock Carter. In it goes. Carter gets the front position, grabs the footy, goes by hand to no one in particular. Let's have it. Play it again, Sam. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Where are we? 24 minutes into the term. I reckon the Pointers are home.
I think they're home, but I think this one's been all over a long time ago. Wanderers only 2 goal scorers. Shane Thorne's got 2, and Brody Newman has got the other one, and multiple goal scorers for Pint, of course, with 10 goals on the board. We'll go through them all very soon because I don't think there's much left in this game.
Picked up that time by Pint, and that is Henry Tregowerth. Wanderers have the footy. Dispossessed. McLean gets it to a running teammate. Centre half back. Big kick forward. Mark taken. Mark was taken. Good mark. Picked up that time by Cabillo. Gets it out, but the handball was errant. Wanderers have got some hard work to do. They go back. They go back. Can't take the mark.
Pint defence has stood up
and
all
has
night.
stood up, yep. And away they go. Scoreboard, so that came off the side of the boot, but even that will be to the advantage of Pint because the ball goes out of bounds in front of the interchange. The Pint interchange, they can make an interchange without anyone knowing. 69 plays 25 minutes into the final term. The Pinters, they've got the 4 points. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Priest in front, but beaten comfortably by Carter. Boys running onto the football, might get a free kick, hung on to. Boys on the wing. Goes to right half forward, 2-on-1. Can the one win? Under pressure, he does. Marcus Totten, was he thrown? Sling tackle. They've had a couple of those and they've been pretty good, the field umpires. Got that. Marcus Totten, too far out to score. Nice kick. Got to have someone to take a mark. Simpson can't get Cabillo front and square, and he gets the goal. That's Keelan Fijo. Keelan Fijo has a goal. Well done to him. But in a game of football, 4 goals to a team is not necessarily going to win you the game.
Not when the other guy's got 10. So yeah, 4 goals, 7-31 to 10-9-69. Pint's got this one 26-minute mark. This has been a long quarter. The first one only went for about 20 seconds longer. This one's gone for 6 minutes longer. So we shouldn't be too far away from the end of this game here. And Pint would be taking home the 4 points.
They will indeed. Keelan Fijo. Back in the middle, Simpson v Carter. Simpson, down it goes, only to Pint. We've got a free kick here, maybe the...
He put his knee straight into the thigh of the other ruckman, but the umpire blew the whistle, unfortunately for Pint, because the running guy was off with the ball, but it's had to come back to the ruckman, who's limping pretty badly. He doesn't really want the ball. So
Brock Carter kicks pretty well for a big man with precision. There's the siren, the final score, and it is a comfortable win. 10-9-69, 4-7-31. The Pointers are home.
Yeah, by 38 points. Multiple goal scorers tonight for Wanderers. They had 4 of them. There was Shane Thorne got 2, Keelan Fijo got 1, and Brody Newman got 1. For Pint, Alex Harvey got 1, Andrew Jones got a couple, Sylvie Youssef got 2, Thomas Burnett got 1, Taylor Flanagan got a beauty in the final quarter there, and Ethan Penrith, one of the best players on ground, 3 goals, did a fair bit of running around tonight and was pretty good up forward line for Pint. Your best players tonight, Ian?
Oh, look, I thought for the winners, I thought Ethan Penrith was terrific. Mitchell Lowe down back, fantastic game. Elliot Chalmers on ball, and Jet Trotter on ball were very good. Thomas Schott and Robert Boss did a good job for the Pointers. For Wanderers, they had some good players. Chris Curran showed some things. Brody Newman, throughout the game. Joe Baston Priest, I thought, tried hard in the ruck. Mitchell Taylor, good early and probably didn't have the opportunities. Shane Thorne, I thought, did some pretty things. And Thomas Boys, I think, on the wing was okay too.
Yeah, the back line for Pint were outstanding tonight. It was a great one. So thanks for being with us. Don't forget, next weekend, Gazali's NTFL rep matches are back. On Saturday the 21st, the men's side take on South Fremantle. Then on Sunday, the women's side take on Claremont. And round 15 of the NTFL will be back on the 28th of January. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening. My name is Nick Danks. I was joined by Ian Butterworth. Thanks, Ian.
My pleasure, Nick.
And stay on NT News to catch the end of the men's Premier League match between Palmerston and Darwin Buffaloes live from Gazali's Arena. Catch you next time.